Hey, what's going on? I want to get my thoughts on YouTube. Talk about how YouTube I have some lessons that I learned and some regrets. So I jotted a couple things down. So I wanted to basically just start off by saying, like, anybody that subscribed to my channel, I thank you and I appreciate you so much. But also at the end of the day, hopefully that anything that I say out of my mouth and the messages that I put out there, that they're very informative and they help you just be able to have an understanding of what I'm trying to put out there, and it helps you get through life. Hopefully I can be somebody that you can look up and use for inspiration, because I need it sometimes. When I look towards some of the creators, I look at your videos and it brings joy to me to be able to say that. So basically the first thing I wanted to talk about, not starting YouTube sooner. Better late than never. That's how I could look at it. I could have started sooner, but who knows? I would have probably been talking about something going in the wrong direction, something that I did not want to do. So I'm kind of glad that I did start when I did, because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm being very proactive and posting and uploading and doing the things that I need to do to be, active on the site, which helps me better myself in the way I format my videos. You're not going to be perfect in the beginning. You know that. I know that. No one is going to be perfect in the beginning. It's trial and error. But another thing I want to touch base on, putting up videos in the wrong way. I end up catching on maybe, I'm not going to say late. I caught on maybe a week ago. I realized that you do have to follow a certain format if you want to be seen on YouTube. And one of those formats is basically you need to put up videos that represent you in the right way. Far as if you trying to have a niche or niche, whatever, forgot the word. I think we use that word so much to the point I'll be forgetting how to say it sometimes. But you talking about certain things, like say for instance, like if you're doing fitness, you're doing videos on fitness. You can't do videos on fitness and then think people are going to come to you for fitness. And then you're going to be talking about starting up YouTube or talking about motivating people. Unless the motivation is together with the fitness, then that makes sense. Because the algorithm is not going to really pick up your channel, because of the simple fact it's all over the place. And when you're all over the place, it becomes confusing, so... If I look like I'm looking a little off, like I'm looking sideways and I'm looking back, I'm shooting this for the first time on my iPad, just seeing how this turns out. Even though I'm going to post it, I'm going to upload it. Should I say I'm going to upload it? But I'm seeing how this is going to turn out. So I use multiple different electronics just to see what the workflow is and how easy it is. I could definitely tell you recording this on an iPad, it's a lot easier when you writing notes down. I can tell you that. That's why I chose to do this video right now on my iPad. It's easier writing your notes down on your iPad and looking into the camera. But this is the problem. You see how you can't see. I'm pointing right here. That's because the camera is actually over here. So if I look over here, the camera is over here. Hopefully, if they come out with another iPad, they put the camera directly in the middle. Because what's happening is, if you look directly in the middle, this is how you're looking at the iPad. Just to let you know. I thought I should just run that past you. So, but looking at the top of the iPad, or should I say to the left of me, that's where the camera's at. If I'm looking at the top of the iPad, which basically means I'm not looking at my iPad. It's weird. So that's the only thing, the downfall to doing this right now. But I'm kind of glad I'm doing it, because I'm able to see that it is a lot easier when you're writing notes down, So the next thing I want to talk about is also how you format your videos. Basically, when you format your videos, to me, I'm realizing now that when you format your videos, you need to really know what you're going to talk about instead of just talking. Just opening your mouth and just start talking is good for the beginner stages, because people know that you don't have any subscribers and you are basically introducing yourself to YouTube. That's basically what you're doing in the beginning. Everyone knows that. You can tell. I removed my beginner videos, not because of I didn't want people to see them. They was up there. I just took them down as of a couple days ago, and I'm gonna tell you why. Matter of fact, I'm gonna break that down, why I took those videos down, why I'm talking about this situation of formatting your videos. In the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought I'm recording, but it was cringing because I knew what I wanted to say, but I did not know how to format it in a way or write it out. I didn't know how to script it to make sense, because it's in the beginning. When you know in the beginner stages, something that makes sense to you in the beginning don't really quite make sense to everybody else, because they looking at you like, yo, what is he doing? What is he talking about? And anyone knows that watch any of my videos in the beginning, I put fitness in the beginning, and then the next video I'm talking about something. I can't even remember what I was talking about. And then I did a couple other videos. Then I went right back to fitness. What happened was the algorithm started formatting my videos into me talking about motivation, but then it was with fitness, and then all of a sudden it looked like my channel was all over the place because my videos started slowing down in the algorithm. In the beginning stages, I don't know, I'm not sure how YouTube runs things, but it looked like in the beginning they was giving me a little bit of play when I first put my videos out. So I was getting views, but then I noticed when I started going all over the place, my trending topic or what I was talking about tend to start swaying away to the point you can see that the algorithm for my channel was looking confusing. So what I did was I sat back a couple days ago and I said, let me look at my channel from a perspective of if I did not know me. You know, I'm just saying, I think that's a good way to look at it. Like, I think anybody should look at their channel and even watch their videos back. Even if you think they're real good, if you think they're good, then it's good, you know, to you. But I do think it is a good rule of thumb to be able to look at your video. And if it gives you a feeling of, you know, I will watch me. I don't know, that sounds kind of crazy. But you can see yourself watching that video if it was done by somebody else and you feel comfortable and confident about that. I think you should post it. But if it's something that you looking at and it feels as though like it feels rushed, it feels like it's a video that's just been put out there just to upload, have no type of relevance of anything, it's just someone just babbling and not making any sense, you probably shouldn't put it up there. Because remember this one thing. Whatever you put out and whatever people see, this is their presentation of you to them. So if I see someone's video and it turns me off right away, most likely 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to go back to the video. Because that's always going to be implanted up here that, yo, I wasn't feeling that video. I didn't feel that it was genuine, and I felt like it was a video that they didn't show any type of love or interest in. And that's something I had to think about. That's why I pulled my beginner videos down. Not to show that this is the beginner stage. It was because that I had no direction. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad I did them. I still have them. But this is why it is good to be able to upload so you can learn. And if you don't upload videos to the point where as though you start getting used to uploading and you get used to seeing yourself on screen and talking, it'll be able to open you up to seeing what you're trajectory is when people are commenting. I don't think any bad comments are not something that does not need to be responded to. I had one that talked about one of my like I did a fitness thing. I said a fitness thing. I gotta stop. I'm trying my hardest to stop saying thing and all. You know, it's how I talk. So I try to come across where as though, you know, my like I know what I'm talking about, because I know what I'm talking about, but try to not repeat the same words. You know, it's a habit. But this person commented about me when I was showing them getting back into shape. I know all about getting back in shape. Trust and believe. I might not be real cut up right now, get my muscles back in line. You know, I mean, I'm doing my thing, you know. If you see right here, you can see right here, my little cuts and everything. Still got my cuts. But I had got out of shape, fully out of shape, like to the point where I was sluggish and gut and everything. So I'm getting myself back. So in the midst of doing that video, my workout video, it was a good informative video on people that are out of shape getting back into shape. You just can't just jump back in and just think you're going to be able to do everything. So they decided to send me a comment, let me know that I need to squat farther down. Like I need to, how can I progress if I don't go all the way down? And I was trying to let them know, it's not that I can't go all the way down. When you start something off, you can't fully do a full workout the best when it's in the beginning stages. And I was showing that, the progress. But we just went back and forth. But it wasn't a bad banter of going back and forth. But I got what they was talking about. But I don't think they was understanding what I was saying. They just wanted to get their point across. But I didn't take heed to it. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was a good convo back and forth, a good convo. And that's one of those things that you learn from being on here. People are going to say things that you not like, but it's very informative because you see where they coming from. Does not mean everybody else is thinking the same thing. That's why you can't take everything to heart. Also, remember this. When you on here, it's certain things that people can say to you that is true. I had somebody tell me, when I did a short, they liked it. But what happened was the short did not match up to when they went to my channel. And they was correct. But I'm silly. I'm very, you know what I mean? I'm very outgoing and I'm silly. But I also know when I'm talking about certain topics, it's not a playful moment. So when I did that short, I think they were a little unhappy with that. They thought they was getting jokes. But at the same time, when they came to my channel, I'm talking about the things I'm talking about. And they thought they was going to get one of those channels where it's I guess, I'm not going to say they're doing skits, but they're just making a bunch of jokes, trying to be funny. And I'm a pretty funny person. I'm going to be honest with you. I've always been this way. But I don't tend to think I want to go in that direction. But I like doing shorts sometimes. A lot of times I do shorts. I do shorts on my channel. But this one I had to do. It was just, you know, hey, if you seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I ain't think it was bad. And I commented back and I said, I agree with you. You know, I don't think nobody is beyond approach when it comes to having a convo and someone says something. Just, you know, a lot of times we always try to look at things and say, as long as they respectful. But I'm going to tell you something. We do live in the world, though, where as though people do feel comfortable to disrespect you and you're online. So you also have to take that into mind, that when you're online, don't take everything so personal. You're online, you know. A lot of times, face-to-face, a lot of situations wouldn't happen or go down. But just because it wouldn't, you don't have to test that and someone says something crazy to you and then you got to respond back. Because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of times, you know, when people are talking to you, you don't know where they're coming from. So it's good to just comment back, and don't comment back with aggression. Comment back polite, you know, because you able to sometimes open up a dialect with people and get a chance to know them and learn them. And that's what builds your fan base and your family base online, because that's what it is. All of us trying to find our way on here and be able to be heard. That's what we trying to do, you know? So another one. Oh, this was one that I really want to talk about. I have ran across a nice amount of channels, and they talk about that they don't like to edit. I think editing is something that a lot of people need to learn. I don't think you all have to learn it, but I think it's very needed. And I'm going to tell you why. When you edit your videos, it opens up your trajectory to post. I keep saying posting. To upload your videos and being informative. Even if whatever you're talking about, you have to do a background on and be able to post stuff, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Be able to post stuff or items up on your channel along with your video that you uploaded. And editing is a very sharp tool to use wherever you want to use. Does not matter. They all similar. They just edit in different ways. It's a learning curve. I'm going to tell you this now. In the beginning, I hated editing. It took me damn near 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. And me and my son did not leave out of this house till almost 7 at night to go here and get some cookies. You heard me, cookies. Off of an oven, out of an oven. Anyone knows, ever heard of, I'm not going to even say the place, but it's a place that makes cookies and they come out of the oven. Oh, so good. Thinking about it right now and I want some. But to make a long story short, I think editing is very important when it comes to your videos because it shows that you took time. I'm not a believer that you need to be going crazy, doing all type of crazy editing backgrounds and making people look at your video and be like, wait a minute, I cannot remember anything that this person was talking about because they had so much going in the background. I don't think you need to overly do stuff like that, but I just think that broaden your horizons by getting up your editing skills because it can really grow your mind by being creative, even putting up thumbnails. It will help you get your creative juices flowing. Trust and believe. I started off, was dumbfounded, did not understand how the thumbnails worked. I knew how they worked, but let's be honest. When you first do something, it look like it makes sense until it don't. And then you look at certain thumbnails, you're like, yo, what was I talking about? Your thumbnail looks wild. Like, you'll see some thumbnails, you're like, yo, what the hell are they talking about? You have no idea what that thumbnail is doing. But you're looking at the thumbnail, but then you see in the video, you don't even click because it's not interesting. You know, and each his own. Some thumbnails are going to be more interesting to others. Just like your thumbnail could be interesting to me. I click on it. Remember, everything is not going to be appealing to everybody. But you do have to be creative if you're going to grow on YouTube. I am seeing that, and this is one of the main reasons why I had to gather myself and even look at some of my videos and get myself together and say, ooh, I'm not even liking the way my videos are lined up. So that's why I got rid of some of my videos. But if they did really, really good, like had a nice amount of views, like in the beginning, a nice amount of views to me was getting above 10. But then when I hit the 88 mark, I started noticing why you can't be going far off to the left, doing something totally different on your channel than what people was there to see. You know, if you're giving people insightful information and helpful information, then I think it's a good progress because you're giving people some real informative information that they can actually use, you know. And I just feel as though that's I'm not going to say most, but I think that's how I want my channel to be, because not only that, it helps me sleep better at night to know that I'm actually helping people and people are actually helping me back. Because one day I could tell you, I live alone. I love living alone. But at the same time, I'm married, but separated. And I'm going to be real with you. This is how I was coming up. I always had my own. So when I look at doing YouTube, it is so relaxing because I'm definitely a loner. I always been very outgoing, but I never liked nobody living with me. And I think that's why how can I put it? I think that's probably why I get so much joy when I'm doing something of such. It feel like I have company over. Not to say I don't have company over, but you get what I'm saying. Like, doing YouTube is fun. It's fun. It's fun. It wasn't fun at first because I was like, damn, this feel like a job. But now it don't, because anything that feel like it's a task, it's only a task because you're not enjoying it, because you didn't make it worth its while by doing it your way. When I'm realizing with YouTube, you got to make it your way. You can't do it in a way of someone else's. You ever hear people say, gotta get on my vibe? That's how YouTube is. You gotta make it your own vibe. You can't do YouTube in a way of someone else's. Like, I'm gonna end this video soon, but what I want you to get is something that I did wrong in the beginning, and I caught myself because I felt myself going in the same direction as somebody else when it just was not my direction. If you remember the guy, I forgot his name. I can't quite remember his name. I wish I knew his name. But he had a video and he was talking about YouTube, how it was on easy mode. Now, anyone knows that since you've been on YouTube, if you followed that trend, you will see people get a lot of views, and then you see people get like 3 views. And then all of a sudden you see some people, you probably don't even get the recommendations for somebody that gets no views. So you started noticing that people started following the same trend. And I fell into that. And then all of a sudden one day, I don't know what it was, I just said, yo, what am I doing? I'm on YouTube following a trend. And you even see people talking about follow these trends. What I have noticed on YouTube, partially that is true, but mostly it's not. I'm going to tell you how. If you watch enough YouTube and you watch enough channels, you'll notice that majority of the channels are not following each other's trend of when it comes to uploading. And the only ones that you normally see in a lot of the similar topics are normally the smaller channels, the smaller YouTubers. And the reason why I'm noticing why you're seeing a lot of smaller YouTubers following the same trend is because we're all, sadly to say this, but I know it's true because I fell into the category. We're all following each other. So when we all follow each other, we tend to all start picking up the same ideology. Shit. Yeah, I messed up on that word. Whatever. You know the word I'm trying to say. But we're trying to follow the same trend. And we're mostly all getting similar results. Only difference is that's changing our results are our subscribers. If we have a certain amount of subscribers, you're going to see a lot more views on those channels, which means you might end up seeing somebody with 108 and someone with 3 and in between. And you notice when you start separating yourself from other people and you start uploading the stuff that actually matters, that actually makes sense, that actually does help people, and it's very informative, you notice you start being rewarded through the algorithm. But the algorithm does not reward you with just not getting people to click on you. because you're not really doing anything different to make anyone want to click on you. And I started seeing that. That's when I see my views start leaving, to the point I was like, hold up, I'm doing something wrong. And what happens is you're not doing anything wrong. What happens is you're following a trend. So you can't say it's wrong, because you're guided into that direction because you're new and you don't know. You don't know any better. You're trying to find your way. And YouTube is that one place that when you come into the house, you don't know where your furniture at, and it's supposed to be your house. That's YouTube. It's your house that you build, which is your channel, and you don't quite know where your furniture is at, because everything is foreign to you. It's a new house. So you basically have to build it up. And once you build it up, the fan base will come. And lastly, I want to say I have a different outlook now from last week to this week when it comes to the shorts. I think you need to utilize the shorts. I think you need to play around with everything that's given to you to find your niche and to find where you can get better results, to be heard and people to be able to see you. Because any spotlight is a good spotlight, no matter what. If it's a positive one, that's what you want. If it's a negative one, power to you. I don't think you will want that, because the end result is not going to be good for you. So I do feel as though that you do need to sit down and strategize how you're going to represent yourself and how your channel is going to be laid out. But I'm going to say this. I wish you luck and many blessings. And hopefully on my journey, I get a chance to meet up with you and yours. So peace and I look forward to seeing your comments. All right.